September 2008, Peter drops a bomb. Jesus, we're screwed. $1.2 trillion in assets would be worth zero in no time. This is the story of the greatest financial collapse and how it unravels within 24 hours. An elevator opens on the 42nd floor of a midtown Manhattan skyscraper. 4 HR people step out, carrying file boxes. Everyone on the trading floor knows what that means. They split up, each with a list, each hunting specific names. Eric Dale? Eric Dale was the head of risk management. 19 years at the firm. The guy whose entire job was to measure how much danger the company was in. Minutes later, he's in a glass conference room. Everyone on the floor watching through the walls. The firm is offering 6 months severance at half salary. You have until tomorrow to accept, or the offer is revoked. What about my current work? I'm in the middle of something important. The firm has a transition plan. We appreciate your concern. They didn't. They didn't even know what he was working on. They cut his email, his phone, his building access. But as Eric packed his desk, a young analyst named Peter Sullivan was waiting outside. Peter had a PhD in propulsion engineering from MIT, an actual rocket scientist. But the money on Wall Street was better. So here he was. I just wanted to say thank you. You were the one person here who actually... Don't. Here. Eric reached into his box and pulled out a USB drive. I was close to something. They wouldn't let me finish. Take a look. Be careful. The elevator doors closed. Peter stared at the drive in his hand. He had no idea he was holding a detonator. To understand why this tiny USB drive was about to bring down the global economy, you need to understand the lie that built it. It started with a simple, irresistible question. Why rent when you can own? And America said, yeah, why the hell not? Banks were handing out mortgages like Halloween candy. A strawberry picker earning $15,000 a year got approved for a $720,000 home loan. A stripper in Las Vegas bought 5 investment properties. They called these ninja loans. No income, no job, no assets, no worries. You still got your loans approved. The banks giving out these garbage loans didn't care whether people paid them back, because they weren't keeping the loans. They were selling them to other buyers. Wall Street had invented a magic trick. They took thousands of these toxic mortgages, bundled them together into a single financial product, and called it a mortgage-backed security. Think of it like a sausage. Each individual ingredient might be questionable, but once you grind it all together, slap a nice label on it, and this bundle of subprime mortgages? AAA, safe as U.S. Treasury bonds. But half these borrowers don't have jobs, half of them do. Glass half full, my friend, AAA. Next. Pension funds bought them. Retirement accounts bought them. Banks in Iceland, Ireland, and Germany bought them. Everybody was feasting on these sausages, but nobody wanted to look at what was actually inside. 10:17 p.m. The floor was empty. Just Peter. Just the hum of servers and the glow of monitors. He'd been working on the file that Eric handed over, a risk analysis on the firm's mortgage-backed securities, the sausages. He was testing what would happen if the market got volatile. Peter ran the model again. Same result. His hands went cold. Hey, can you guys come look at this? Inside his computer, they discover this massive 60% discount to the intrinsic value on Incogni. Just kidding. Let's be real for a second. Have you ever Googled yourself and felt exposed? Your home address, phone number, and even your SSN are sold behind your back by data brokers. It's a goldmine for scammers crafting phishing attacks or identity theft in your name. And once it happens, it would take months, even years, to fix the financial and reputational damage. I signed up for Incogni in minutes, and they immediately started contacting data brokers to get my information removed. They handle all the legal back and forth for you. But the real deal is the custom removal feature on their unlimited and family unlimited plans. If you find your info on a specific sketchy site, you just point Incogni's agents to that URL, and they manually remove it for you. Go to incogni.com/crayoncapital and use code crayoncapital for 60% off. They can't harm you if they can't find you. That's incogni.com/crayoncapital. Code crayoncapital for 60% off. Link in the description. Now back to the real finding. His colleagues gathered. They use a model called VAR, value at risk. That's how a bank measures danger. Think of it as a weather forecast for money. It looks at decades of market history and says, 99 days out of 100, the worst you'll lose is $50 million. So, relax, you're covered. But here's the fatal flaw. That model only tells you about the 99 normal days. It says nothing about the 1% outlier that destroys you. Peter realized the hurricane was already here. The losses sitting on the firm's books had already blown past anything the model thought was possible. 11:44 p.m. Sam Rogers, the head of trading, arrived. He looked at the model for 3 full minutes. You're certain? If you're wrong, you never work again. If you're right, none of us do. Within minutes, the 42nd floor transforms. The vacuum of the night is sucked out as the C-suite executives descend. Sarah Robertson, the chief risk officer, and Sam's boss, Jared Cohen, the head of capital markets. Sarah, how did we miss this? Our math was based on independence. We assumed if one guy in Ohio defaulted, it wouldn't affect a guy in Florida. But the bubble tied them together. It's a perfect correlation. When one tile falls, the whole floor goes. Suddenly, a corporate helicopter sliced through the Manhattan skyline, landed on the roof. John Tuld, CEO, late 50s. Hadn't been in this building in 2 years. Someone tell me the problem. He looked down the table. Actually, I'd like to hear from the young man who found this. Mr. Sullivan? How old are you? 27, sir. Please call me John. Now, speak to me as you might to a golden retriever or a small child. It wasn't brains that brought me to this seat, I can assure you. Sir, for the last few years, we've been making a lot of money packaging mortgages into tradable securities. But because these take a month to package, we have to hold them on our books for a long time. And why is that a problem? Because they're just mortgages. We felt safe borrowing massive amounts of money to buy them. We've pushed our leverage to the limit. We are currently holding $1.2 trillion in these assets. And I'm guessing the math your bosses did in the past doesn't quite work anymore. It's worse, sir. The math hasn't worked for 2 weeks. The historical volatility we used to predict the future has already been shattered by what happened over the last 10 days. What does your model say that means for us? If the value of these assets drops by just 25% while they are still on our books, that loss would be greater than the value of this entire company. So, what you're telling me, Mr. Sullivan, is that the music is about to stop, and we are left holding the biggest bag of stinking shit in the history of capitalism. Sell it all. Today. You're talking about $1 trillion of paper, John. Who the hell are we selling this to? The same people we've been selling to for the last 2 years. And whoever else will buy it. If we do this, we will kill the market for years. Maybe forever. I understand. And you're selling something you know has no value to people who trust us? We are selling to willing buyers at the current market price so that we may survive. You'll never sell anything to any of these people again. I understand. Do you? Do you? This is it. Sam. Then Toole turned to Sarah Robertson, the chief risk officer. He pulled her aside. Private room. Just the two of them. You filtered warnings about this over a year ago. John, I was told in no uncertain terms, it doesn't matter. The board needs someone to point to. The SEC, the media. They'll want a name, a face. Someone had to take the fall, and the people who gave the orders never do. The firm didn't care about Sarah's feelings. They had a few hours until the market opened and unloaded $1 trillion in worthless paper onto an unsuspecting world. 7:30 a.m. 33 traders file onto the floor. It's dead silent. These are the golden boys of Wall Street, usually loud and arrogant. Today they look like they're walking toward an electric chair. Sam Rogers stands at the front. He's been their mentor for decades. He's the guy who taught them that in this business, your word is your bond. Today, we are liquidating our entire mortgage portfolio. Every single cent. You have until the closing bell to move it all. If you hit your targets, you'll each receive a $1.4 million bonus. And the great betrayal begins. The traders sit down and pick up their phones. They're calling their best friends, their college roommates, the people who trust them most. Hey, Marcus. Yeah, it's Will. Listen, I've got some risk over here I need to move. My loss is your gain today, buddy. I'll give you a discount, 96 cents on the dollar. Marcus, on the other end, thinks he's getting a deal. He trusts Will. He buys $100 million of worthless sausage. By 10 a.m., the secret starts to leak. The street realizes this isn't a normal trade. It's a liquidation. The buyers start to panic. The phone calls get uglier. Will, I'm looking at these numbers. This stuff is toxic. Why the hell are you selling this to me? I'm just following orders, Leo. Do you want the remaining 30-year mixed or not? I'm at 85 cents now. The price doesn't stop at 85. It craters to 73, then 64. By 3:54 p.m., they just finished their last call. They've sold nearly all of it and saved the firm. Now, Margin Call is a movie. The characters are fictional. The firm doesn't have a real name. But the crisis it's based on? Every bit of that was real. This exact scenario played out across every major bank on Wall Street in September 2008. In the 2 years that follow, the weather forecast hits the real world. Suddenly, mortgage rates double. Pensions, packed with those AAA sausages, lose 40% of their value. In total, 6 million families lost their homes as $11 trillion in wealth simply evaporated. Neighborhoods turned into ghost towns, where welcome mats were replaced by foreclosure signs. The government tried to step in. They signed a $700 billion check to rescue the banks. Yep, you heard it right. They bail out the institutions that built the bomb. And back at the firm, the lights were off. The trading floor was a graveyard. Everyone was laid off. Except Sam Rogers. He found John Told in the executive dining room, calmly eating a steak while the world outside burned. I want out, John. I'm done. Sit down, Sam. You'll get your bonus, but I need you for another 24 months. If I'd spent 40 years digging ditches, at least there'd be some holes in the ground to show for it. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's just money, Sam. It's made up. Pieces of paper with pictures on them, so we don't kill each other for food. 1637, 1857, 1929, 2000. It's the same thing over and over. We can't stop it. We just react. And the percentages of winners and losers? They stay exactly the same. Happy fucks and sad sacks, fat cats and starving dogs. Anyone else would have done exactly what we did today. You really believe that? That it's all just a cycle? No right, no wrong. Just reaction? I'll stay, not because of your speech. Because I need the money.